Hey there, are you ready for our next riveting experience? Well, buckle up. The fun and excitement is about to begin.
Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Thanks a lot for stopping by, really appreciate you. Today we've got a fishing video, and it's a good video because I caught a lot of fish. And the reason why I caught a lot of fish is I was able to identify what the fish would be most likely to be hitting on. And I did that with a couple of little cues that I saw both on my live scope and my fish finder. And my buddy was fishing too, and he tried some things that I wouldn't have, and that allowed us to identify what the fish were actually looking for. So I'll share all that with you. It should be a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the content.
Yep, here we are launching at the Lake Sammamish boat launch, taking a swig of tea and getting ready to go out and knock the world dead. And yeah, I know I'm not wearing any socks, but honestly, that really can't surprise you after all the other ridiculous things you've seen me wear. So, yeah, no socks for Crocs, and I'm all bundled up. I don't see how that could possibly be comfortable, but that's the way it is. And I got halfway across the lake and forgot I hadn't pulled my wheels up yet, so better take those off there too. Yeah. Yeah, you can still see the boat launch in the background here, and I got a hit, and so that's pretty quick. So that's a good sign. You know, the fish are biting, and of course, it was so small I had to stop to see if there was anything still on it. And yeah, this is when I realized, yeah, you just caught a yellow perch. That's great, and it's a whopper. Well. Well, first fish of the day took about 10 minutes, not even 5 minutes. Got a perch, a little teeny one, but it's a fish. Okay, we're out here on Lake Sammamish, and right now I'm planning on fishing the western shore, but we'll see. I'm fishing with this handmade perch lure. It's got a nice action and seems to catch fish pretty regularly, so that's what we're trying. I'm trolling this above the weeds, and when I get out to the docks and stuff, I'm probably going to fish a Carolina rig. So we'll see. I don't know. All depends on what they're biting. And one of the things that I've noticed is that to sort of bypass the perch catch, if you troll a little faster, the little perches don't seem to be as interested in biting as the bass do. So trolling at 1.7 to 2.2, that usually is the sweet spot that I've seen for bass. So we'll give that a whirl and see what we get. And this nice big blue heron just came in. Look at him up there. Yeah. All right. Let's go see if we can catch bass. Yeah, so before my buddy Daryl showed up, I was fishing a Carolina rig for a while. I was fishing it around some lily pads, and I was fishing it around some weed beds, and I just wasn't getting any bites at all, no production whatsoever. So that went by the wayside, and I think I had on a shaky head that I was working the banks here with in the docks, and I was getting no bites on that either. And then my buddy Daryl showed up, and he said, first thing he said was, "I'm going to put on a topwater plug," and so he was fishing with a topwater plug, and he was actually getting some bites, and they were swirling on it, they were short striking on it, but he just wasn't catching any of them. So I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth. So I thought, well, I'll put on a Chapo or Whopper Plopper, whatever the heck you want to call it, and I'll throw that out there and see if I can catch anything. I figured, well, it's making a little bit more noise than his is making, so maybe I'll get some strikes. And you can see that I'm actually staring at the live scope while I'm doing this. Now, who looks at a live scope while they're fishing a topwater? That seems kind of ridiculous. I haven't found a whole lot of uses for that live scope, to be honest with you, but I figured, well, I wonder if I can see one come up and take this whopper plopper. So that's what I was doing. I was casting and adjusting my live scope wherever I was casting to, just so I could see what was going on. And actually, it turns out that I saw what looked like a smallmouth come up from about 10 feet down, all the way up to the top. And he didn't bite on the lure. I'm watching the lure as I see him coming up, and he doesn't strike at the lure. I don't see him at all, and then he goes back down. And then I look at the live scope, and then he comes back up. And then he still doesn't strike the lure, and then he goes back down. And then he comes right back up for the third time, and at this point, it's about 4 feet from the kayak. And he does swirl on it, but he doesn't actually bite it and goes back down. And that was obviously the last I saw him because the lure was right there at the boat. And so I thought at the time, that's important. I should be looking at other lures that are fast moving and maybe not on the top of the water. And so it was rather fortuitous right here. I just casted that whopper plopper off. It sailed about 150 yards down the lake, but it floats. So I figured, well, no problem. I'll just pedal down there and get it. And I was looking around and I did eventually find it and was able to rescue it from the lake. But then I decided that my best course of action is probably to put on some other lure. So here I am digging around in my the equivalent of my bait store. I've got hundreds of stuff underneath my seat here. And I noticed that there was some lures in here that I had painted up a year and a half ago. That were sort of a shad pattern, and they were square bill. And I remember when I did a test on them, I really liked the way that they swam, and it seemed like it was a nice moving bait. So I thought, all right, well, I'll put that on. So that's what I did. I tied on one of those square bills. So it turns out that seems to be the right decision because, I don't know, 10 or 12 casts later, I got some action. And so I caught something here. And Daryl and I were just lamenting about how difficult it was to catch fish in this lake. So I was a big surprise. I actually got a hit. And what's neat is that I I took the information that I had at hand and came up with a plan, an idea of what to do, and yeah, I got this monstrosity here. I believe he was 18 and a half inches. I'll show a picture of him here in a second, but it was a nice fish. So excited I can't even pay attention where I'm putting my rod. Just toss that down there. And Daryl's quite a ways down the lake here. He wasn't waiting on me, so I figured I'd take a picture and send it to him. Well, I'm not very good at doing hero shots, so and I'm amazed that that fish didn't flop out of my hands right back into the water. I need to pull those fish inside the kayak when I take that clip off, but I'll live and learn. This one didn't get away. One of them will, and then I'll learn. Um, so here I am trying to measure them up, and yeah, it turned out to be 18 and a half inches. And yep, time to put the little rascal back in the water. All right, see you. And he took off like a champ. Okay, on this clip, I just wanted you to notice how I'm reeling that square bill in. So I'm ripping it and stopping and starting and ripping and stopping and starting. And
And then when I do that, my finger sometimes hits the knob, the tension knob on my bait caster, which leads to this, which is a backlash. Everybody gets them. Well, I seem to get them more than my share. Anyway, so I'm pedaling backwards to get it out here, and I eventually did get it out. Well, that gave me a much longer cast, and turns out that was a good thing because I got another fish. And you can see that was a trout jumping out of the water. And I had the wherewithal with all that excitement to turn my GoPro on. So here's the audio from the GoPro.
Jiminy Christmas, look at the size of that trout. No, that same, made a what? Yeah, well, it's by accident, I assure you. Stop, fish. Let me get the lure out of here and I'll let you go. No, stop. You're going to get hooked again, you dip shit. Stop. All right, let's get a rough idea how long it is. And well, I got it on the centimeters, damn it. I don't know what it is. It's a big one, that's what it is. Get out of here, you silly fish. She took off. Yeah, I was surprised the fish hit it way the hell out here. I got a backlash and I was getting it out. And I was reeling it in and that fish hit it.
Trout will do that. They're funny.
Well, that was a nice trout, don't you think? All right.
Well, Daryl had to leave. He had other family obligations. So as is normal, when I'm by myself, I start trolling because I need the exercise. That's the whole reason why I got into this game. And look here, I hooked up. And I think I saw the fish jump in the back. You can rewind it and look for yourself. But it's not a very big fish. So apparently it's big enough that I didn't turn my GoPro on. I want you to watch my face as I get it right here to the boat. Yeah, he got off. Several of those today did that. Well, not to worry. I was out there trolling. I got hooked up again, and I'm bringing the fish in. Now, again, this is not a very big fish, so I have no excuse for not turning on my GoPro. This is one of many things that I need to improve on. And as I get this fish to the boat, he got off too. I was smart enough to turn on their GoPro this time, so I got a fish. I don't know what it is. It's fighting pretty well. So it's either a really big perch or a bass. Probably a smaller bass, I would think. But we'll know here in a minute. Oh, it was a bass, and he was kind of small, and he got off. Quick release. All right. That is the third one I have lost at the boat today. But the one that mattered, the 18 and a half incher, I got that one. I just wasn't smart enough to get it on the GoPro. Okay, got another fish on. This one's fighting pretty well. That's a good sized fish, I think. Oh. Yeah, this is going to be net worthy if I don't lose it at the boat like I did the last three.
This is a pretty good sized fish right here. Or maybe it's just a really angry smallmouth. Oh, he's not that big. Whew. That's a nice sized fish though. Come here, little buddy. Don't be doing that. You're gonna get hooks in me. Come here. Stop fighting with me. All right, let me see here. About how big are you? Yeah, he's not even 14. He is 13 3/4. Yeah, get out of here, buddy. I think I have a perch here. I wasn't paying attention. I stopped pedaling fast and I caught a friggin' perch. Yeah, little teeny perchy thingy. Look at that thing. What a beast that is. And very ambitious on that perch's part. Huh. Well, see you, buddy. Good luck. Good luck getting bigger. I'll eat you later. Okay, got another fish. I think it's probably a perch just by the way that it was fighting. It's not putting up much of a fight now. Oh, no, it is a pea-mouth chub. No, it isn't either. It's one of them pike minnows. It's a monster pike minnow. Look at the size of that thing. The dinky little ass thing. Come here. Let's get that hook out of your head. Let you go do your business. This must be the right color because everything is eating this thing. Stop. All right, get out of here. So the lure that I caught most of my fish on, I put it away, was a square bill, and it was running about 8-9 feet deep, and this guy runs about the same depth, and he is a little bit smaller, thinner profile. I'm getting a lot more hits on non-target species, admittedly, but since I got the big fish, I just like to catch a lot of fish, and so going downsizing a little bit, same color pattern, catching a whole lot of fish. Okay, I think this is another bass just based on the way that it's fighting. He's swimming towards me. Probably another small one. They get really spicy. I think. I don't know what happened there to the GoPro. It just stopped working. Probably ran out of battery. I know it didn't run out of memory, but I have a lot of issues with that thing. It is an old one, so probably should be replaced. And yeah, I think that was actually a trout. I can't remember what that fish was. It looked like a trout from the video here. But yeah, came off right at the boat. So that was the fourth fish that came off right at the boat, but it wasn't anything spectacular or anything to brag about. So I was okay with it. And here we are mounting the wheels and at the boat ramp. And yeah, this is pretty much the end of the video, guys. Sorry. If you liked what you saw, if you get a kick out of my shenanigans, please like and subscribe. I could use all the help I can get. I appreciate you guys. Thanks very much for stopping by the channel, and we'll see you again next time.